As we steady ourselves now for game number 7. It's Korea versus the Philippines. Philippines in white, the Volcanoes. Coached by, well, Frano Bodica. What can you say about that name? What hasn't he done? Played for Auckland, North Harbour, New Zealand Māori. He was an All Black. Played for the Great Wigan team. He is an icon. And he could kick the lights out too if you gave him an opportunity. The Volcanoes, strong looking line up there. Roberts, Rudder and Coleman. Harrison Blake. Ryan Howe coming off the bench. Korea, they, as we know, is the Hong Kong-based Matt Rodden, referee. Also on the World Series of Sevens, and he completed the gold medal match at the Asian Games between Hong Kong and Japan. It is Korea to kick, Philippine Volcanoes to receive. Game 7's underway. Strong hit up from the Volcanoes. Midfield, they try and breach the line. They do. It's a half break. Still soldiering on. Koreans, though, they're physical men, incredibly explosive. You would have not seen a more explosive side than this Korean outfit. And they get angry. Watch out, but it is Philippines. Still ball in hand, controlling the game well. Lovely little ball to hand off, but Korea managed to keep them covered. Nil all the scores. You haven't seen the Philippines really since the series last year. Moving it now. And wide towards the members' side. Terrific tackle. Wondering just where the Frano Bodica influence will be on this Philippine selection. Had them for the series last year. Made some early progress. But then were affected by depth. It's a relatively new looking line out though for the Volcanoes. Ready to feed. Still on the attack inside the Korean half. Dawson moves it. Roberts back to tidy up. Puts on the hot step. Buys himself a little bit of time. Dawson now. Inside channel. They've been willing to punch it early. The Filipino team. And in a way. 10 is Dawson. Ward. Hands go straight down. He missed. Brought back though. Referee Rodden. Unfortunate for the Philippines. So Korea attacking opportunity, set piece, middle of the park. Which way will they go? They're a team with strength and incredible amount of speed. They've got some straight line speed. Some real hustle and bustle about the Korean players when they get their tails up. Tuning in from the Philippines, welcome to the broadcast here on Facebook Live through Asia Rugby. Great to have you along with us. team. Halfway through the first 7-minute spell. Philippines looking pound for pound and inch for inch. As good as their opponents, Korea. And for local fans, next one up's your one, Hong Kong, making their opening appearance at the Hong Kong Football Club. As reigning Asian Games gold medalists. First hit out in front of the home crowd. The anticipated return home for Hong Kong. As they break now through Geelong. Back to the Volcanoes now, the Philippines ball. Free Rodden. No advantage for the Philippines. So this is tight. And all the scores, I don't think we've seen one really this competitive in terms of matchup all day. One side of the draw has certainly been leading. On this occasion, she's locked up, 2 minutes left in the half. Dawson spoons it up under the pressure, but too much pressure from Korea. Illegal pressure. Dawson with the tap. Coleman goes forward strongly. Powerfully built man, driving hard. Dawson now short side to Blake. Finds Young. Young flirting with the touchline, but the shot's drifted high. Referee Rodden penalises Korea. Dawson turns his back, rolls, finds the ground. Volcanoes finding themselves into a bit of position now. Have they got any runners? Dawson fires it wide to Roberts. The cutback with Rudder. Still running as Rudder eventually brought down. Dawson, touch pass, no look, goes to Korea. Will they break out now? Less than 60 seconds to play. Korea possibly have gone the wrong way. There's plenty of space in the other way. Referee Rodden hits the stop button. It's a penalty to Korea. The only person who's not bent over breathing in the big ones at the moment is in fact that man, Referee Rodden. They look like they're blowing up already, the Koreans. It's hot, it's muggy, and there's people chasing you. That's one of the most difficult parts about the rugby union. Time off from the first half. Korea, the line out, smartly taken. Volcanoes will be looking to shut this down. If they can take Korea to 0-0 at half time, consider that a pretty good effort. I would have thought. Here's an opportunity. Well, they could crack here. From the mark, referee Rodden brings them back. They need to dump the energy, or they want to go for the score, and the Volcanoes get set to blow up. Switchback play from Blake. The chip and chase. The chip and case doesn't do the job it was meant to do. It is the crawl bounce of the ball. As Grant Busevel said before, it's a terrible idea, this oval ball. When you want it to do something, it has a mind of its own, and they go to the break. Korea and the Philippines 0-0. It's even Stevens at halftime. Is Hong Kong Jockey Club, the magnificent Happy Valley Range course, the backdrop to the Hong Kong Football Club, back towards the peak. Spectacular vista. It really comes into its own at night time. You've never seen anything like it, ladies and gentlemen. If you've not been to Hong Kong before, Get it on your bucket list. Absolutely superb.
Or if you're in Hong Kong trying to have a sneaky watch of this while you're at work, while your boss is looking over your shoulder, just turn your PC off, head down to the football club. Korean ladies team there on screen, welcoming all comers to the stadium. There's a couple of spare seats at the stage, so hurry, it's free entry. Enter around the side. Hong Kong men up next, aren't they? And they'll be playing once more at the end of the day against Korea, and Hong Kong women had an early big win. They'll be up against Japan. Goodness me, at 4:32. And if you're a Hong Kong fan, you try and get down here for that. Everyone loves to be on TV. And if you're watching in Korea, drop us a comment and show your support for your players. Bit of a different vibe from the Hong Kong camp there. A little bit shy in front of the camera. How about this, Jed? 0-0. Just looking down this Korean team sheet, I haven't seen any of these names on the circuit before, and they obviously could put together a stunning 7th side.
We know they've got the talent in Korea. We know they've got prodigious talent in Korea. Despite their limited playing numbers, you've seen perhaps probably some of the most naturally explosive players in Asian rugby coming out of Korea. They may not be able to go the full 80. It doesn't take long to get that into a player. 7-8, it's a different kettle of fish. Good strong play by the Volcanoes, and they get the ball as a result. Terrific work from Donald Coleman. He really is a hustler, is this Coleman. He doesn't mind getting himself right in the thick of things. Powerful figure of Donnie Coleman.
Korea took the bronze, Jed, in the Asian Games, beating Sri Lanka 36-14 in that match. And they, after being beaten by Hong Kong in the semis.
Dawson.
Who will break this deadlock then? With about 5.5 minutes remaining in this game, have we ever seen a 0-0 draw in the series? I can't recall one, which makes it highly probable that there has been one. And Philippines now changing tactics. Mark Roberts there tries to skim one through, and he gets the trajectory wrong, but he's back on the case now. It's all helter-skelter at the moment. Good chance for some of these lower tier sides in this tournament to do well, with teams like Korea sending what looks like a second stringers. Bottom half of the draw will be interesting. They fire it out wide. This is Kim. Kim, look at the size of him. And he's got some gas too. Oh, what a beautiful spot tackle by the Birdman, Chris Bird. Try to get him on the inside shoulder. He's having none of it. Very hard to pull that off against a big man like that. Just stop in your tracks and get your trailing shoulder behind it. Right on the line now. Great defense there from the Volcanoes. This is Jung, and Jung, he's over. He will not be denied. He is over the moon about that one. Finally, the deadlock is broken.
Well, the emotion's amazing, isn't it? Look at him.
He's too tired to smile.
And rightly so. It's taken Korea full 10 minutes to take a score off the Philippines. Conversion is successful, 7 points to 0. Interesting point though you make before as we take a look at the walk back. It's hardly a jog back recovery, is it? Oh no, he's been told to walk. It is a real test of these national programs, isn't it? They've had a big effort there at the Asian Games. Come to the Asian Series, guys have been feeling pretty fatigued. You soon see who's got what, you know, who's who in the zoo. Program-wise, where the depth is, where the nations are really developing.
Here we go then. The conversion was slotted from right out in front. Their career with a 7-0 lead as one of the campaigners, Timothy Buahini, gets off and he gets it back on the inside. Joe Dawson's on hand and he scoots out the last tackle. And they are back in the blink of an eye. The Volcanoes erupting down the field. What a score.
Well, it's the lava flow play. Great stuff from the Philippines. Open them up in the middle. 2 extra points from Dawson. 7-all, 2.5 minutes to go. It's game on. I thought the way this man was covering space, he might go all the way. It's a deserved try too for Joe Dawson. Already done a ton of work for his team in the first half. Rightly so, he should get a wee pork pie. 2 minutes to go. I'm liking the Volcanoes here, Boozer.
Oh, it's great to score you like that straight after a try, and looking for the miracle pass there. I.e. someone running onto that ball instead of just cruising across sideways. Donald Coleman, well, he's an athlete, but he's not in the Olympics for triple jump. Buahini, he made that first surge just a minute ago. Look at him go now, the big campaigner. And he gets it off the floor. It's one of those opportunistic attempts. When it comes off, you look like the man. When you don't, and they score down the other end, you don't look like the man. Here come Korea. Oh. Now, can they finish this off here? The arm is out from Rodden, and here he goes. Kim again, he gets taken out. Is it me, or is he just deceptively looking quick? He's quick looking. Maybe he's not that quick. For a large man, he can scoot.
Oh, that was unfortunate for Joe Dawson. He's going to get singled out. There's certainly a flag. Reckless. Wouldn't say there was much on it in terms of malice. But he's ended up collecting the Korean player almost around the chops. Let's have a look at this one. Oh, yep. Whoops-a-daisy. The old dangly arm on the inside. We've all used that trick before.
Yep. It's like you've been sleeping on it for an hour. It's just flapping around out the back. Rodden has no option. Dawson, he's gone from hero to zero in space of a minute. Very unfortunate, as you say, Jed.
Oh, gee. Can they hang on this Korean, this Volcano outfit? That's the big question. 70 seconds left on the board, Boozer.
Jong with the ball. Kim Junhwa. From this group of youngsters of Korean players, who is going to be one of the finds of the tournament that they can take back and say it was a success? Off goes Kim on a mazy weavy run and stripped out by Vincent Young. Unfortunate there. Good strip.
Donald Coleman just about won the ball back for the Philippines in that first contact. Advantage went to Korea though. Still.
Let's go.
30 seconds to go. 7-all the score. Oh. In for a tight one here.
Yeah, the Philippines are up against Malaysia in their final game today, which promises to be a close one. Those are the ones they normally would target for a win. And if they can pull off a draw here, win against Malaysia, they'll be sitting pretty. At the end of day one. Here's John with the ball. Philippines with a bit of an early shutdown. They follow through with it. They can't get the Koreans budged off that one though. Buahini goes in and just wraps them up like an octopus, keeps them off the ground. There's a knee on the ground, but not quick enough for Rodden. Tim Brahini there's done a fantastic job. Very big man with long arms.
One play left. Well, what's the order here? Booze? What is the order here?
Well, Dawson's back from the bin, which is a plus. Is he? No. Still down to 6. Oh, here he comes.
Charging into the action. Well, lucky.
Right on the hooter. Can he make amends here and go 80? Big
So
Joe Dawson.
You'd have to say that was a perfectly timed yellow card there.
Time on. Can they split them again and pull off a famous victory here for the Volcanoes? For all the people back home facing up to a tropical cyclone whipping through the country. Here they go. There's a bit of pace here.
Oh, he's away.
He's away. The covering tackle comes across. He's not going to get there.
Go on, my son.
Ryan Howell just has to dot it down, and he gives a big hug to Big Tim. And look at that. That's how much it means to be a Volcano, to win a game against South Korea. Fantastic stuff. They've gone 80 metres, Jed.
Well, Ryan Howe coming off the bench. You know, he's not just got a little bit of pace. He's got plenty of it.
How did he do that? Well, he's gone about 80. And they just backed him, didn't they? From the scrum, it was just hands. They knew he probably had the gas, and he did not disappoint. And, well, there's smiles all around. Here we go. Talk us through it.
Well, what do you need to know? Look at this. Took his man on the outside, took him to the line, skinned him. And the wheel just opened up for Ryan Howe. That is an absolute beauty. He looks fresh as a daisy. Barely a drop of sweat on him. And look at that. A precious win for the Philippine Volcanoes.
Big Frano looks happy